Let's go. Let's finish this, shall we? Hi. It's Hanson! Entertainment-o! And we get it right here. Fuck. How do we do on the solo raid? 8.2, so I'm still within 10. Still within 10, so I don't see myself dropping that low. Okay. Yeah, I mean, when we say that now, I'm probably gonna drop. But hey, you guys. I'm going through a dilemma. I'm going through a crisis. Going through a crisis with a lot of things. A lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes and a lot of learning opportunities. And yeah. If I had a time machine, I would definitely go try to fix the fuck ups, but you know, playing Nier kind of taught me you done fucking goofed, and you're gonna have to deal with the shit that comes with it. So you know, it is what it is, kind of thing. I wish things have turned out differently, had a different outcome. And yeah, you know, it's all about the entertainment, as Mustang would say, and it lives deep in my head now. It's like you have a perspective change, and wow, holy shit, never thought I would have a perspective change in entertainment. It's like Nitty logged on not too long ago. It's interesting. The perspective that you have today, never thought you would have. No, the perspective that you had in the past, never thought that it would really affect you in the present day. You know, maybe this is why people just gaslight themselves and all that jazz. Some things I am thinking about. What does it matter? Yeah, what matters is what you can do to keep moving forward, and I'm only saying that for myself. People might not, this might not apply to you, but it applies to me. It is a sobering, maybe not sobering, but it's something that I'm telling myself. How many times am I gonna get the same one? Okay, so it wasn't that. Keep wondering if Rappy's changed a bit. She feels softer somehow. Or maybe it's just a new outfit. Makes me wonder if I should switch things up too. You're fine as you are. You're making it sound like I'm just fishing for a compliment. Still, won't complain. Okay, so that was the right answer. Why did it feel like it was the wrong answer? Well, yeah, in the name of entertainment. Oh my god. I think this is an event that I needed to see. And I needed to see what makes entertainment, right? Paint wipes, red liquid from blood. Just wine? Ketchup. Oh. Well, looks like that wasn't the right answer. Do you know what matters most in this world? Firepower. No, health. That's right, health comes first and second. If you're not in top shape, you can't go all in firepower. But yeah, entertainment. Holy shit. That is something that, to this day, that's not definitely it. As in what? I've been streaming for about what, 5 years now, almost 4 years. I started in 2002, so it's almost 4 years now. 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006. Yeah, it's almost been 4 years I've been streaming. Man, that's such a good skin. Honestly, I haven't learned a lot. Or I've been stupid to realize that, you know, there are many opportunities to learn. But, damn. Sometimes it really hits you hard where it's like, oh shit. I really missed out on an opportunity there. And that's where my mindset is right now. I feel like I missed out on a big opportunity and then it slipped away. Given how fucking stupid my mind is, which again, you know, gotta give myself some grace here. It's really hitting me. You wouldn't believe the hard mode ending? I can't tell if you're trolling me or not, bruh, but hey, bruh. Hello, welcome. Oh, happy Thursday, hope you've been well. I'm going on off in a weird old man tangent. Yeah, I feel like I'm being trolled here. I could be. I mean, shit, dude. Every time I wait, hold on. Every time I play this game, this is where I can't tell if you guys are trolling me or if I'm gonna be baited. Like, honestly, just real talk. Have I ever lied to you? Yes, you have. You've lied to me with the incident with Viper. Let me just bring that up there. I think I remember that. You know, you were there. You were there when it was written. We win. Hey, what's up? But yeah, you guys just missed my Gideon monologue, my Gideon Elden Ring monologue, where I just want one thing's first. Let me just formally thank you guys. These what 3 months ago, I wasn't really in the right mental space. And there were a lot of mistakes made. You know, me saying that, oh, I'm gonna end stream or stop streaming and all that shit and stuff like that. Like, honestly, like I'm to this day, it still haunts me. And I'm gonna stop talking about it after I rant about it just a little bit. And that's why I'm saying I appreciate you guys stopping by, trolling me, all that jazz. Yeah, thank you. But you know, moving on. I'm gonna try to refrain from typing on the keyboard when I'm not mentally all right, which is never. But thank you. Let me just say, honestly, really, you don't really realize what you have until you get rid of it or until you lose it, and then once you lose it, you're just like, dude, why didn't I see that? So I'm just, you know, going through the motion, and yeah, I really do apologize for my stupid actions. So thank you for continuing to stick with me. It's been a lot of ups, it's been certainly a lot of downs, but yeah, typical blind. I mean, shit, dude. It's not blind behavior, it's just mental retardation. Honestly, it really, like, that's what I'm just looking at this way. It's like, oh my gosh, man, like, but you know, I gotta give myself some grace. You know, I gotta learn from it, you know. So I just want to leave it at that. But you know, it's being aware of it. It's nice to being aware of it. It doesn't feel good though, because it's just like, holy shit, you know, like, it's just an embarrassment for myself. But don't get my words twisted. Like, don't get it twisted. It's just, it's like, oh my gosh, dude, like, Get a grip, bro. So that's how that's what my mind's going through lately. But you know, again, you know, I can't really control that. Sometimes you gotta fail to actually realize how things actually went and how you really do affect other people. So yeah, it's really sobering, you know. Speaking of which, I'm not sober right now, but this is just it's like me having this revelation. Me having this revelation and saying, oh yeah, you know, like I'm not sober, but you know, that's another issue that I have to work on later. It's a work in progress, but yeah. I can't wait to see, because I haven't checked the internet, or I haven't browsed Twitter, I haven't used any social media. I've been on blackout mode again, where I haven't been looking at anything, because as you know, I don't want to get spoiled. So I'm looking for some cinema here. But I did see one topic where I don't know if they're being facetious or if they were just fucking around. I saw that one user on an internet board didn't enjoy the ending. So, but I didn't see what they were complaining about. It's just the title said, I didn't enjoy this hard mode. So, I mean, my copium says that we can redeem. You know, you guys know me. I really do like a redemption arc. If Viper can get a redemption arc and Jackal, why not Yo-Yo? Right? Why not? Why not? Oh shit, maybe I should buy the... Why not? Same thing with Cinderella. If Cinderella can get a redemption arc, hell, why the fuck not? Same, also kind of with Red Hood. Red Hood didn't actually commit genocide or anything, but in redemption with her teammates, you know, that key leaving Snow White saying all the atrocities that, not atrocities, but things that she said to Red Hood, and she ended up later regretting it, right? The same thing with Dorothy. Come on. No, this isn't copium. This is a game that actually does it, but it comes to the point in that image that you sent, Free Wind. So let me give you a story about that image, right? I was sitting on the train, and I opened that up, and I was like, oh my god. So right when I saw it, I was like, ha! And then the moment I did that, I had a bunch of old Japanese people look at me. Yeah, and I was just like, oh, okay. And it really got awkward, I'm not gonna lie. But, you know, I think that's the difference between like someone that's living in Japan that's like, oh, you know, trying not to cause trouble in the trains, like. But dude, man, like at this point, when it comes to shit like that, man, I don't know. I think it's worth it because it was pretty fucking funny. This foreigner's crazy. I mean, technically, where's the lie? Cries of encore from the audience. Fill the hall. Thank you for waiting on encore. Let's sing this together in a very... Okay, so the field has changed. Hold on, can we look at it? Oh, okay. Pre-watched, by the way. Pre-watched. I just can't get... I like how they put sticks here. A failed drone? Rat Jam, let's go! And then the commander's just standing right here. Why is Mint all the way back here? You guys finally used the Lero Lero emote. Oh my god. Thank you. We win. Let's go. I was waiting for someone to use that emote. Oh my god. Man, this is good cinema. It's gonna fail again. How many times is this drone gonna fail? And Commander's just awkwardly staring at this camera operator. I'm pretty sure it's gonna repeat because it's the same. Fucking nice. Dude, I love this game. So, you guys, I'm at an existential crisis right now. Just listen to me yap real quick. Listen to me yap real quick. So on my side content thing, not me streaming, but like clips and shit from my stream on Instagram and on TikTok combined, I have more views on Instagram, on TikTok than I'll ever have on my YouTube channel. And like I'm sitting here, I'm just like, what the fuck? What am I doing with my life? Why? Again, it's just I'm sitting here just like, dude, this is really weird because I don't know how it's happening, but there's this one clip of me with Valorant. I think you saw it on the Discord channel, right? Like it was like 3,000 views and now it's up to 7,000 views. And I'm sitting here, I'm just like, what's so interesting about me misplacing a wall and it's getting the attention of 7,000 viewers? No, I'm not chasing clout. I'm not chasing clout. I'm trying to wrap my head around it because it's like, I just don't understand what's going on. I honestly don't. And then there was one clip that it was me trying to get Modernia, and it wasn't Modernia. It was me getting Scarlet, and that's another one. So in terms of all the views that I have on those two clips in themselves, like I'll never achieve that on YouTube. Yeah, bro. I don't understand. Like it's scary. It really is scary. I'm not kidding. It really is scary because I only have I have two followers and they're probably bots on TikTok. And on Instagram, there's zero. It's zero. And again, it makes sense. Everyone has a cell phone, so you know not everyone has a computer, so you can view it easily. But damn, dude, I'm not kidding. Like holy shit! Like I was like, oh wow! Like I honestly was not expecting that. And let it be known, like I'm not chasing clout, I'm not chasing anything. It's just that's why I kind of thought to myself, oh, you know, like if I want to see better results, maybe it is better to put on TikTok. And see, and this is what I mean by old man finally realizes his time is now, or he is old. It really got me to think. It's just like, oh wow, like I maybe I really need to do some more stuff like this. It's not gonna appeal to the younger generation, I get it, you know, but still, like I was sitting here, I was like, oh, maybe I should learn these skills. 7K view is nothing on TikTok. Hey, it might be nothing on TikTok, but for me, I've never seen those numbers. Like the amount of engagements and the amount of likes too. I was just like, oh wow, that's like shit, dude. I'm like fucking dead as a fucking dead horse, you know. But then when I saw, I was like, damn, like I really didn't know people would have enjoyed this, you know. That's the point I'm trying to make here. Is like, oh wow, like, you know, like, shit. Again, I didn't know it was possible. You know, I thought this is it, and I'm just gonna do this, and you know. But that's honestly not gonna change me that much because like I don't have time to do that. Like, it's. I feel like I am able to do it, but at the same time, like, you know, it's a 6 or 7 situation that I want to do. Maybe clip your theories and send it to TikTok. I could. But honestly, like, I'm just what people don't like, from what I realized, is like they want to see edit. They want to see you edit, you know, like random shit into one certain scene. So if I have a clip, right, and I put on these random GIFs and stuff like that saying, okay, you know, and I think it was one person that did it for me. They made 2 clips of me, and they added all these stuff on there, and apparently those, or one of them is doing really well. The other one I haven't tested out yet, or I haven't put it out there, but yeah, it's weird. Yeah, and no, again, it's from what I understand, is like if you don't grab the attention within like 5 seconds or the first second, like people are gonna swipe up. Like, and that's what I get. So that's why, like, I haven't really put my focus on it. Blitz, hey, what's up? So like, realistically, my pivot isn't gonna be on, you know, focusing on TikTok and Instagram, but it is interesting to see, like, oh wow, okay, so maybe I really do kind of, if I'm gonna at least spend 1 hour or like 2 hours on one reel or one thing, because I've been releasing every day, and every day has been showing me, okay, people are gravitating to this clip and people aren't gravitating towards this one clip. So there is a thing there. So now I need to figure out, okay, how would I do that? But that's not my main focus. I have a job. I'm, you know, but it is something in the back of my head that I'm looking into. Honestly, what I really wanted to do was I wanted to get back into drawing. Believe it or not, I used to draw, like, again, me being a weeb and shit like that. Like, I actually wanted to take like some art classes and try to learn how to draw fucking hentai. You know? I was a drawer. I just didn't have the support to do it. Yeah. I don't know. I just wanted, again, I just wanted to draw fucking big titty anime women. But yeah, it's, again, neither here or there. All right, so now we're at the ending. How many compartments? I mean, the one thing I was trying to get down, or what my brain couldn't wrap around, like I could draw the body proportions all right, or at a very novice level. The only thing that I couldn't get down or couldn't wrap my head around was the head and the hair. So to me, at that point, like, foundationally, like, I had no training on that. So, but it was by like sheer willpower and sheer retardation where I just kept going at it, and it kind of improved, and it kind of didn't improve. So if I had like some kind of foundational training, I think that would help. She's in her, oh, I finished a very good game, and now I don't know what to do. Yeah, she's in her post-nut clarity mode. Yeah, she really is in her post-nut clarity. Yeah, she wants more of that ecstasy. Maybe we shouldn't use drugs here, but she wants more of that dopamine, I guess. All right, the lemon. Thanks for always stopping by. I appreciate you. It might not be ideal time for you to stop by, but you know, it is appreciated. Hoping that cosplay of yours works out well. Bro, you can't say that and then, but then heroine. I mean, she is technically a heroine. Yeah, you can't just do that in Vanish because I saw that. That doesn't work with what, a one-line chat per minute. The real understand, yeah. So this is Yo-Yo. So this is Yo-Yo. Why do I feel like we're not gonna have a good ending, or not a good ending, but a good satisfying ending? Pre-watch, John Force pre-watch, just so I can get engagements. Just so I can get engagements for TikTok and Instagram? No way John Force would do that. No way John Force would spoil himself on his alt account. Maybe I could, possibly, but I'm not. What are you two even talking about? She's possessed by Pretty. Say, wait, who do you guys think is the strongest then? If ANIS and Rampy and Neon got into a fight, who would be actually strong here? Neon? Wait. No. I'm not asking for your your rage baiting remarks. I'm actually really talking about like skill. Not game skill and, you know, team building skill. I'm just talking about lore skill. Brother, you guys have trolled me since the dawn I've started this game. I've been abused by you guys. I've been pegged by you guys. How many times now? You guys told me one thing and it didn't happen. You guys told me another thing, it didn't happen. What do you want me to believe here at this point? And then again, not being antagonistic, but how am I supposed to trust you guys? You guys didn't build that repertoire, right? Just going back to with my whole situation with Viper, by the way. So I still remember that. Okay, miss, I hate the Ark. The Ark people are trash. Okay. Okay. So just tell Mustang then. You're gonna just take a hiatus. We losing ANIS with this event? I honestly wouldn't be surprised with that. Yeah, just tell Mustang. Mustang will, dude. Mustang got you. Yeah, Mustang got you. Trade with Doro? Fair trade? Which her kid is trash. Her kid is trash. Right? What? Why do I feel like she's setting in fucking flags here? Wait until Doro's shoes on Narco. Okay, Rewind. And I was making my crackhead theories. So yeah, just FYI, when I go on my crackhead theories, like I am a firm believer until I die. You know? But then again, there are moments where I'm like, yeah, I know I'm fucking wrong. There are times, or no, there are not times, but deep down I'm just like, dude, this is just crazy man talk. And the fact that I'm letting you guys in on my crazy man talk, it's just, I'm just surprised of how much crazy talk that I'm putting onto the theory, or the crackhead theory. With TT Star commemorative performance a success, ANIS quietly leaves the group. Given her track record in the arc, fans have already seen it coming, so reaction is muted. Before long, she earns the nickname Combat Pop Star. Oh, it's not the T. It's not. It's two. It's not 3 shining stars. It's just 2. Oh, okay. So in English, they says they're newcomers, but they said that they're veterans. I don't know if that's gonna be on the next sentence. Yeah, she fell off. Yeah, ANIS fell off. Damn. Then Mint and Pitika officially debut under the new name Twinkle Twin Star. ANIS was so last yesterday. The realities of an idol. It seems they wanted to keep TT Star name alive in some way. After the concert, they drew in not only new fans, but also former TT Star fans, and things are taking off quickly. Imagine having your old group and then forming a new group and then realizing that your new group is taking off without the main act. Avistar and Mrs. Miss are said to be working with them too. But Avistar is in an inspection unit. Is that really okay? Why is she so hung up on that? Imagine wanted to retire, but you continue. I mean, shit. I'm ANIS. Hi. Hey, you remember when John Forrest said, "Oh, I'm gonna end things here." Fuck. No, but no, it's I'm not on the level of ANIS, but like honestly, it's actually pretty true. No, like really. It's really relatable. Yeah. Once you're living on top of the world and all that stuff, and now you're going back to the surface and trying to reclaim it and all that jazz. Exactly. It's not as honestly, I wouldn't want to go back to the fucking surface if you could just try to be a pop idol and get everything handed to you. Especially on the new direction of Mustang, right? Yeah. Is throwing some shade? No way. Dark can't last 6 months anyway, so yeah, again, you know, like they're keeping on the wraps. It's all gaslighting right now. There's no fixed date. We can go whenever we're ready. So we're gonna go straight to Eden? Now? Are you sure? Are you sure? Enter, are you sure about that? With John Cena. All right, let's go then. Let's go! As the elevator rises towards the surface, Anis gazes out. Oh, so this is the scene when she first was. Is this an homage to when she first got a star Anis or star armament Anis? What are you looking at? No, okay, it's not an homage. Well, shit, I thought I was cooking there. Fuck. Did they ever tell us what this building was right here? Or do you guys know what this building is? Because I don't think they've explained that. A giant button? Okay, so you're telling me it's a giant Apple... well, what's that Apple locator device? An Apple pod? Or an Apple... what the fuck? Oh shit, what was that? Apple tracker? Yeah, so you're... okay, so... okay. So no. This is actually Apple's headquarters in the United States. Push. Okay. Now you guys are getting... now you guys are being smartasses. A giant fire... You're fine, you got it. Yeah, of course, it looks big, but you've been through more. I can't say that for now, because we do know that this euphoria or this ecstasy of having good things happen to us, if Pioneer Squad got their ass handed to them, it's gonna happen to us. It's just only matter when. Yeah, exactly. It's time for the happy tax. So Ani saw bigger. I mean, in terms of mental torment, I think Ani's got more of the mental torment with Yo-Yo and, you know, just going through the motions of life. Rappy didn't have no emotions, and again, it's not a shade towards Rappy. It just going from what I understand right now of what I remember through Rappy's past life. Rappy didn't really, you know, this again, she was fucking white as white bread. Like there was no flavor to her. Until it's only when she met Red Hood, that's when things started to... It's like, so imagine Rappy as in Bitcoin. Back in the 2009, 2012 era, I don't know when the exact moment is, but with the moment the fucking Bitcoin shot up, that's when Rappy started to become like, it's like, oh shit, you know, like she started to have flavor or started to have value because of Red Hood. And then once Red Hood went away, then she went through her, you know, like, again, that's the fall of Bitcoin. And then once Rappy met Red Hood again, Bitcoin shot back up. Does that make sense? Am I making sense here? Because I feel like Rappy... No, you guys. No. Rappy is Bitcoin. If you don't invest in Rappy, if you don't put your trust in Rappy right now, this is what I mean. It makes sense. You can't change my mind on that. Nah, dude, man, shit, dude, man, who cares about, you know, she was gonna be end up in NIKKE anyways, right? I hope you can see that I'm clearly joking, by the way. I hope you guys know my humor, that I'm completely joking. Sometimes I get worried where it's just like I can't tell if you guys understand that I'm playing a facade, or if you guys actually think that I'm being serious. So I just want to make that note. So if you can, if there's anything, just listen to the tone of my voice and trying to see if I'm trying to fucking fuck around, or if maybe you guys, maybe I can yeah, you guys will never know. You gotta be the star, Anis. You gotta be the arc star. Come on, what you doing? Oh, dude, I fucking I pre-watched it. How? Oh my! How would I have known? How would I? Her costume, being an idol. Oh my! How would I have? Dude, man. Oh my, dude. I'm just like I know the words for words. Like, shift up, send me the script. Oh my gosh, she had a perfect life. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna milk this out. But honestly, really, I'm happy that we've gotten we're really out of the closure. So again, I'm drawing this out, but if you saw the 5 hour, or I don't know, 5 hour or 4 hour, and let's say it's 5 hours. So Eisen, the YouTuber Eisen, and he was having a panel of just the aftermath of this event and just talking about it. To what they were talking about, they really did put a point is like, what more can they put on the arc? Like, they know that the arc's power is going out. You know, they know that people, they're not fucking and they're not making babies, and there's not a lot of casualties. Again, it's in a state of calm right now. So that's why we have to send the arc to the surface. So if we do that, then, you know, it does make sense that the arc has to, like, you know, rise and stuff like that. I don't know where I was going with this, but the point that I wanted to make is, it kind of goes into the line here is like, what more internal things are left in the arc? Maybe in the Outer Rim we can talk about that, and you know, how the Outer Rim still has struggles and we can improve the Outer Rim, but again, that's not the main focus here. Doban was the last shitty piece, aside from 6-0, that had ties to the Outer Rim, and there's no more misproduction and all that stuff. So there's a high probability chance the Outer Rim will be okay. So now we look on to the next part, is there's no internal struggle within the arc unless if it's higher up. But at this point, we have all the glory within the arc, and we are in good lights, knowing that, you know, we know that Anderson is the supreme, or the goddess commander, and then 2 is Burning Gum is the grandson of Oswald, and if we are in the good lights of 2 of these commanders and our track record, we've been doing well on the surface, and we actually have a reclamation site point. So what more is there, unless if there's some hidden deity or VTC type shit? So that's where they were talking about, and I'm trying to say, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Exactly. So at this point, we are on a clean slate in terms of lore. So, and that's what kind of scares me the most, because like you guys said, we got our happy tax with Anis and, you know, being an idol and all that jazz. And that's what I kind of that's where my anxiety started to set in. I don't know if when a anniversary event or the summer event hits, we're gonna have all these lighthearted, oh, you know, here are some side NIKKE characters, and they're gonna go through some, oh, you know, it's a maid or it's a maid cafe. I don't know if it's gonna be the tone is gonna be like that, but it does kind of worry me in how they're gonna do this now, because there's nothing more, because it's now like our power output, our throughput is not enough now. So what more is gonna be? So I feel like they're gonna give some bits and bits. It's like things aren't normal. We're not having enough energy, so the signs are there that things economy-wise is not normal. Epinol being the next queen? I mean, shit, dude. Maybe that's why she's yo-yo. Maybe Epinol is the reason why we haven't had screen time with Epinol. Shit, you could fucking throw at me on that too. The elevator door slides open. Beyond them, the surface stretches into view. Anis gazes at the sky, remaining still for whatever feels like forever. Hey, what are you doing? Anis breaks into a wide smile, one that seems to shine, as if it can light up the world. Oh wow, that's the ending. No way. Okay. Hold on. I'll give you my thoughts. I need to go pee. I'll be right back. I'm gonna throw some ads, okay?
すべての罪を好みに背負い、私は前へすべての罪を好みに背負い、私は前へ進む。すべての罪を好みに背負い、私は前へすべての罪を好みに背負い、私は前へ進む。
All right. So, honestly, as much as I, you know, my copium, like honestly, like real talk, and this is not me trying to farm or anything, but like, I know that Riss is not, you know, again, key points, right? Her brain is not, and not trying. Hold on. We'll get into a. Hold on. Let me set the mood here. Let me set the mood with the music. Okay. Hold on. Not this one. No, not that one. All right. So, real talk. Why is it? It feels like it's sped up. It is sped up. All right. So, as much as I like to be I try to LARP as being positive. I know, like Riss isn't, unless if they do some kind of fucking fuckery right here. We're not gonna get her coming back. She's not alive. Her brain was not. She didn't have oxygen to her brain, so that kind of leaves me to believe that she will not come back. But if they do something where she does come back, I'll be fucking surprised. Because I don't know how they would do that unless plot armor. So I get that. There's another thing in this whole event, or the 3.5 anniversary event was about ANIS and having closure on her chapter, right? So the people who are wanting to say, because I know the argument, because if you watch the argument on the Eisen, okay, I'm referring to another content creator, and excuse me for name dropping and all that stuff, but it is true. Like, how would you end this? And people would have might said that, oh yeah, you know, they're right at the end, they're gonna make a declaration for the third Reclamation War. It doesn't really fit here. Like, it doesn't really fit. It honestly doesn't fit. Yeah, this whole event was to close the chapter on ANIS. And oh, dude, if you guys have the time, please watch Aizen's chapter. Wait, you guys, wait, are you not hearing anything? Is there no audio, or am I going crazy here? Or am I talking ASMR type? It might be ASMR. Hold on. I'm on a different browser. I'm on my no gooning. I'm on my make sure no gooning browser. Yeah, I think I'm on my note. Hello? Can you wait, peel off. You can't be trolling me here. Can you hear me now? Hello? My audio is picking up something. I can't tell if you guys are... Okay. So now... you should be able to hear this. That was my no gooning audio. So if, when I'm gooning, then you guys won't hear me gooning. So that's the point that I'm trying to make. We close out the chapter on ANIS right now, and they brought up a good point where it's like, okay, so you had Neon that didn't have their Neon her own chapter, but Neon did have a not Neon didn't have a chapter, but she didn't have a dedicated event. They were arguing about that, and they were really heated about that. The fact that Neon didn't have her own event, but the pushback was Neon had her own chapter embedded onto the main storyline. So it's not to say without merit that Neon didn't have anything. So in essence, yes, I get it. The year of the counters, but the way that the bald man put it was, I honestly thought that the year of 2025 we would have the year of the counters and we would have a resolution towards that. Or was it in the perspective of the year of the counters as in when the game was released? Because theoretically it is true in when the game was released, and we're at the 3.5 anniversary right now. So that's what I'm trying to sort out right now. So I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but like, I would highly recommend you guys watching that aftermath of when they talk about it, because I enjoyed it. Nah, she a comeback and nothing to do with the plot point. It's not. I don't know where I again, from my perspective, it closes a chapter in what they said the year of the counters, but the year of the counters was, I memed on it. I talked about it. I was like, dude, you're giving me all these story plots and it's not, what the fuck is going on? That part, it didn't make sense, but it only took us until this event where we've got, okay, Neon, we got Star ANIS. I get that. At the same time, people were saying that Neon didn't get her event. All right. But she's on the main storyline. So what more can you do? Like, how can you write a story with what's going on with after Goddess Fall? Please clarify. I'm trying to make sense of this. Okay. So, honestly, I was. So from when I started from watching on the Goddess Fall event. Oh no, was it the Goddess Fall event? When did they say they're like, oh yeah, this is the year of the counters? So from that point on, that's what I'm trying to say. They're saying, yeah, this was the year of the counters. No, it took only till the next year. It's not, it wasn't that year. It was the next year of the counters. So now we're on a clean slate. Yeah, and essentially, like, there's what I said earlier when we completed the hard mode event. There is nothing more that we can do in terms of, oh yeah, you know, like the Ark's in trouble, or aside from the Supreme Deputy or Supreme Chief or whatever, higher than Deputy Chief, right? There's nothing more than that. So I personally don't think that the Ark is a problem anymore. Oh yeah, the fucking Queen is alive right now, and we have the Raptures, and we have fucking Rose and Scarlet. Rose as an empty shell, Scarlet her only brain. We have the Red Shoes armament, whatever you want to fucking call it. Dorothy is gonna get Dorothy got her redemption. So I think it's gonna shift towards that. At the same time, we have Hansel and Gretel. So I don't know how they're gonna try to maneuver this. That's not to say, if far as, because Eden has manufacturing abilities now. So once they have that, or they do have it, so what's gonna happen is, are we gonna have a new mass-produced NIKKE type thing that we're gonna have Eden coming out with their own mass-produced, or are we just gonna have specifically pilgrims that get fucked up and then they get rebuilt as Eden models? That's that's my point. That's we don't have it yet, right? And I'm not, again, this is no way in trying to incite an argument. They don't have it yet. I'm just looking at the bigger picture. Will they make their own mass produced, but they don't have the capability of, oh yeah, you know, hey, you want to be a mass produced NIKKE? Like, we're out in the fucking middle of nowhere. Like, of course it's not gonna be mass produced. So essentially, any pilgrim that gets heavily damaged, they will be assimilated into the Eden line of mass produce. So essentially, pilgrim would be now, it's not pilgrim, but it'll be in the pilgrim line of pilgrim overspec Eden model, right? That's what I'm trying to kind of wrap my head around right now. I'm trying to imagine, but I don't think we're gonna get another manufacturer at this point. There's a Supreme Commander in the Ark, but they've never seen him or his name. So wait, is that not, my initial thought was, is that not Arthur with the Supreme Commander? If Burning Gum is Oswald's grandson, is that not Arthur? No, don't rewind. Please don't hum me, right? Please don't hum me right now. At the meantime, let me distract you with this. Let me distract you with this pull here. What I get with Neon right here. 3, 2, 1, gold. So that's honestly where I'm trying to figure out at this point, because there's nothing in the Ark aside from maybe a few stragglers within the VTC. The Ark is clean, but they know that they got 6 months, so they know that they have to uproot everything. It's really, again, I really do wonder about that, right? So I can't really tell if we have, how would I put it? So now they're on the surface. ANIS gets her confirmation that yes, she wants to still be an idol, but she's committing to the combat life on the surface. And I'm pretty sure Pritika, Mint, Mrs. Miss, and Avisar, they you know, they're waiting for things to settle down. NIKKE rights and everything. So once everything settles down, most likely ANIS will go back to being an idol. And again, ANIS is building her lore. She's aura farming at this point because, you know, Mustang did what Mustang needed to do, or Hanson. So that's kind of pretty much confirmed. So the next part is where's the story gonna go from? Okay, they know that the Ark can't live on this under the ground. The Ark's gonna rise because of no electricity. Okay, we all know that. The commander is gonna go deliver the information of the manufacturing abilities and meet up with the 4 beasts, only one, and maybe we'll have a resolution with Madian in only one. Because another good point, if you haven't seen the podcast of why I keep trying to tell you this, is if you look at the podcast of what they were talking about, they were arguing about this really hard. The fact that the reason why, if Levi did not step in, they were talking about the Queen's gene. They were talking about how the Queen's gene was saying, oh, you know, like the way that they can feel each other, and or it sounds so out of context right now, but the way that they can sense each other's presence. If Levi didn't direct only one to say, don't stop fighting, don't do that, it's not good. They were actually speculating that if only one met with Madian, only one would have took out Madian right then and there. Because from that moment, she would have sensed that, okay, this is a queen here. I'm having some kind of spider sense. I'm gonna try to take out the same feeling I had with the Thing, quote unquote. So that was kind of the main reason why Levi did the right thing. Yeah, hindsight might be 2020, but still, that part was kind of right, because not only that, I think one of them was like had like a major in psychology, and they were going into the psychological diagnosis of only one is she's only one still being in her infant stage, and how she was trying to feel out the, you know, what a child goes through in life. So the fact that only one was being so OP and able to pin down the Queen, only one would have done a lot of selfish things, but Levi was the one that said, hey, don't do that, that's not right, you shouldn't do that. So from what I got from that, the dialogue of what they were talking about, it actually benefited only one for Levi to say, don't do that, it's not going to help you, you shouldn't abuse your powers. But if she didn't do that, then we would have a complete story today where Johan's trouble would have been a lot more worse. But then it comes to later on, and fast forward into the future, and when we get into maybe NIKKE anniversary 7 or 6 or what, if it makes it past that long, it gets to a very dark theme where, you know, only one was embraced by a lot of people that supported her, you know, that nurtured her. And Blitz, I don't know if you're here, but this is what what I was trying to argue with about, you know, about Yo-Yo. It goes to that point, if if only one didn't have all that support where you know, only one went up to Johan and was like, you know, hug me or carry me or whatever you want to say it. Johan didn't have to do that. Johan could have put it on the front and say, I don't give a fuck about you. You're fucking, you're, where are you coming to me? You're the fucking queen. I'm supposed to take you out, right? So if only one didn't have this interactions with humans, NIKKEs, heretics, maybe Rapture soon later with Labario's dream, versus the thing that our Skinwalker Lily was. That's the dynamics that I'm trying to make the arguments in. Yeah, again, I can't win against that argument, but that goes into what my thinking is, or what my hypothesis is with Yo-Yo. It's not a very good hypothesis because we know that Yo-Yo isn't a good person. That's where honestly you really do win, and I cannot counter argument that. But if I was making a parallel with only one with Yo-Yo, that's what I'm talking about. You always say that nature versus nurture. Yes, and that's the point here. If only one didn't have Leviathan to tell her, don't fight any further. After the queens, the you know, Skinwalker Lilywise and Baby Rappy, after that fight, that was clear to me that what Leviathan said that she doesn't want to go through her fighting. Behemoth and Jizz pushed back on saying, why don't you want her to fight? Levi said it the best. We brought her into this world, word for word. Maybe not word for word, but we brought her into this world. Why would we continue to make her fight into this world? That should not be up to her, but to the people that actually brought her into the world. No, okay. It's not pushed back, but to me it seems like it was pushing back. Because logically, in my head, only one had the upper hand. So if you have the upper hand, why would you not push back on saying, hey, we got our fucking limbs torn off, we were beaten up, and then this child here saved us, and you're telling me that you're sympathizing with the enemy. That's the way I'm looking at it right now, or that's how I'm projecting it. Well, you was taught in a good school and has good teachers, so you mean that the teachers Blitz, I can't argue with that, dude. I honestly can't. But that's the influence, right? Didn't one of the teachers say to ANIS that they have a lot of influence? So if you have, and it's shocker of me to say this, but if you have money and you are rotten with that money, the rotting will spread like a plague. It's fucking cancer. So the teachers were affected by Yo-Yo's parents, so to speak, to your argument. So how are you actually have compared that to Levy saying, oh my god, my kid's fucking insane. I don't want her to do that because I know that she's gonna do that. Like, it's not a good comparison here, but the bigger picture says, we know this kid is very strong. We know that she can have an effect. So I don't want her to do that. Versus, to your example, Yo-Yo's parents, they have influence. They don't care about anything else. Look what the end result was. It drove someone to almost unalive themselves. It got to the point where fast forward into when Anis beat Yo-Yo up, it drove her Yo-Yo to the point where she incited violence to the parents' own daughter. I kind of think that the scale is tilted over on Levy's side rather than someone that has money and influence. I might not be making sense here, but in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, these situations aren't the same. You have humans and you have heretics. I get that, but the fact that the heretics had nothing, but the heretics could come into the Ark and destroy, you know, the people within the Ark. But they didn't want that. What they understood was we just want to live off on our own and we just want to live in peace. But for some reason, the people that resided in the Ark, aka Yo-Yo's parents, they have influence and they're like, we don't give a shit. We don't want to give back to the community. We don't want to do anything. We have influence, so we're just going to do whatever we want. So that leads me to believe that if you have the influence in a certain direction, then the outcome of Yo-Yo being Yo-Yo and inciting the final moments where she gets pummeled by Anis, compared to only one, when only one could have pummeled the thing, quote unquote. If they knew that the thing was the queen and they needed to get rid of them, that this is the number one enemy in the NIKKE lore here. I'm pretty sure the only one would have done that, but no, Levy didn't do that. Levy said, don't fight. Context matters in this situation, and where I'm trying to build my argument on this side here. But Levy just wanted only one to enjoy her youthful days and being a kid, albeit being a fucking a legitimate weapon. She is a weapon of mass destruction. So Levy wanted just a weapon of mass destruction just to be a fucking kid. Rather, on the other hand, Yo-Yo had unchecked powers and then she caused destruction socially. I think having the restraint on weapons of mass destruction far outweighs more than, you know, socially destructive. So that's... I'm trying to bridge the gap here. If there was more restraint on the weapons of mass destruction compared to social destruction, I think the scale on this level is kind of different here. So to what you're saying about Yo-Yo is an Antana is a good school, that's not the argument I'm trying to make. It's just the heretics didn't have a upbringing on school. They didn't learn that. They lived through nature and they lived in the wilderness, and they understood that this isn't right because morally, and I think I mentioned this before on the chat. You don't learn ethics and morals in school. It can be taught, but like that's different from actually observing it and going through it rather than living it through school. But the problem there is with Yo-Yo's history as an enigma, we can't... Hold on, let me I just want to make this clear. I cannot speculate on Yo-Yo. I'm only having copium that what I'm trying to say in comparing the four beasts with only one. We don't know the lore between Yo-Yo's parents, but I'm making a general template of that they didn't give a shit about society, and it reflected in their daughter. The fact that it reflected in her daughter once she grew up and went into the entertainment industry, compared to what happened with Pretty and Oswald trying being, okay, I don't want Pretty doing this. I want Pretty to come back at a certain time. That's my argument here. It's hard to kind of put this into words, but like Oswald set the bar into the argument that I'm trying to make here. Like, Oswald didn't want Pretty to do the X, Y, and Z. That to me is subjective. She wanted to join the industry, not she was forced. I can't say yeah or no. There's no argument to build on that for me on that topic. However, given what we know of Oswald and how much Oswald said, don't do this, don't do these things, don't do this. And then we have the four beasts, particularly Leviathan. Leviathan said, don't do this, don't do this. That is where my anchor in where my argument, where what I'm trying to convey into the situation. A lot of people don't like to, and a lot of people, I mean just me. When I was growing up, I was just like, don't fucking tell me what to do. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. But then later on in life, I really looked at it as just like, oh wow, maybe I actually should have listened, and maybe I should have actually listened to why I was being told not to do that. Because the kicker here is the outcomes of what happened and what I didn't listen. It might not relate to you guys. And this is why I say that no one can change my mind, is because the outcomes of what my actions did is what I was told not to do. No, and like, this is where I'm not sure if this is relatable into any kind of walk of life, because when I was a person that was, you know, physically abused by discipline, because I refused to do the things that they said don't do that, but I did it anyways because I didn't care. I was like, you're not the fucking boss of me. So I did what I did, and rightfully so, I got abused for it. I'm not trying to get into a heavy topic, okay? Yeah, I've been beat with wooden spoons, metal spoons, golf clubs, brooms, freaking anything that had a long handle to it. Like, again, you know, lore drop in here. Like, I've been hit by everything, and everything that I was not a good person growing up, or I was not a good kid. Because again, if you're a kid or a teenager, you're fucking stupid. I was not the student, okay? So I've been hit by everything that whatever parent can hit you with. So, and this is why maybe it's a personal interjection of why I'm being so like adamant about this. You know, it probably can't show here, but this is why I'm talking about this. Maybe this is why parents say, hey, you stop fucking being retarded. Stop doing this. Stop. You're gonna make your life harder. And to me, and kind of like what I talked about in the opening of the stream, like really, that's been the constant reoccurring thing in my life where I'm looking at it's like, oh wow, you know, like, you know, Oswald said, hey, don't go there, or, you know, you shouldn't do that. Yes, the end result, I'm not saying my life is gonna be a goddess or I'm gonna be a god, you know, I'm not a political activist or something like that in terms of the world NIKKE, okay? These are two completely different things that's not relatable. I get it. But it is interesting when a father or a mother figure says, hey, maybe you shouldn't do that. Maybe this can, there's a reason why they say it. In terms of Yo-Yo, there is no context of having Yo-Yo saying, or Yo-Yo's parents saying, don't do that. No, like they had everything, you know, like, you know, they're going into parties, living in debauchery, and, you know, they have all the money that they want. So that's the kind of the reason why Blitz, you respectfully show, like, again, you know, when I'm talking about what I'm talking about, I'm not defending Yo-Yo. If there is only the reason why I'm defending Yo-Yo is because I really like her design. Okay, so I'm having copium, and I know that copium is never gonna get realized. So just FYI. But the basis of the fundamental argument is, if I would have said, what's done is done. Yo-Yo is not redeemable. But if Yo-Yo did have good parents, she would have not done this to ANIS, and we wouldn't have not this story situation. And that's why we wouldn't have the entertainment that we're going through right now, and ANIS having her overspec armament and stuff like that. So they've clearly made, the developers, a story where this is what happens when you don't check your offspring, and they're going to be a fucking shithead. They're going to bully someone to off themselves, and then once they don't off themselves, once they get into an older situation, they're constantly going to remember that, hey, this fucking person, they try to lift their best, and I didn't have that, so I'm going to constantly push their buttons because, you know, like, I had everything in the world, but for some reason I have everything in the world. They have something that I don't have, which is being happy. And that's what drives people up the wall, because if I'm not happy and I'm sitting here having, you know, having all the meals, having all the things that I have, but for some reason there's this one thing that's not tangible. And ANIS had that thing that was not tangible. And ANIS had that with Purika, Mint, I was gonna say Avistar, but Riss, Hansen, like, she had that. She was being comfortable. She was willing to work hard for that. But then when freaking Yo-Yo looked at that, Yo-Yo was like, oh my god, she's fucking happy. I have all the money, I have all the attributes, and somehow this person's coming up to overtake me into what I'm doing right now. That's what the argument I'm trying to make here is. ANIS had everything. Yo-Yo saw that. Coming from ANIS having nothing in life, being a fucking kid with a scholarship, and then Yo-Yo with a silver spoon. That's with the silver spoon in her mouth. She didn't have the support from her family. Because she didn't have support from her family, she wasn't happy about that. Because she wasn't happy about that, she attacked ANIS after the schooling years. And because ANIS persevered through that, with the support of her friends, or the people that she surrounded herself around with, Yo-Yo being completely by herself, it really does seem like Yo-Yo really had more of a broken story compared to ANIS. Because again, the fact that ANIS was persevering, Yo-Yo had nothing. She had the status, she had the fucking money, she had the recognition. But in the end, she was alone by herself. And to me, I find that more tragic than ANIS' story. And that's where, for me, and again, I honestly, hey, you know what? I can relate to Yo-Yo. I don't know. Maybe I can relate to ANIS a little bit more, but really, it's really half-halfing for me because Yo-Yo had legitimately nothing at this point. The only thing Yo-Yo had was her being popular and, you know, having all the attention on her. Until that went away, then Yo-Yo snapped. Because, again, you have everything in the world. You had all the money, you had all the influence, and then all of a sudden somebody that had nothing comes into the picture here and then starts making influence and all that stuff. Of course, who isn't going to be threatened by that? Yeah, you know, shit, dude. Maybe Yo-Yo is me. Maybe I can resonate with Yo-Yo a little bit more now than I thought. But that's how I look at Yo-Yo. She really is a well-written character that had everything, but was alone. She had no support. She had nobody. There was no bonding. There was no... Every time we saw Yo-Yo, it was either with Mustang, and that was it. And then even Mustang said that you were fucking ugly to begin with, and the fact that Yo-Yo gave her face reconstruction surgery. So like again, like I'm not defending Yo-Yo here, because if there was a shed of, you know, hey Yo-Yo, like stop, what are you doing? You're being an actual a bad person here. Like that's where the difference in someone that can actually self-check themselves, or what was the ECC memory, or if we're going to nerd terminology here, if you had ECC memory, you can just check that, hey, like there are some things that are bugged here, let me try to reevaluate what I'm doing here. But Yo-Yo didn't have that opportunity. On the other hand, if we're looking at ECC memory within only one, probably only one will have that feature, that updated feature. So all in all, this is why I love NIKKE, because it really does. There are characters that you can relate to, and there are characters you will not relate to. There are characters where you say that, okay, I don't really understand this character, but later on when the context is revealed, that's why I love this game, you know. I'm a fan of the Goddess Squad. Off stream, I continuously repeat the main story and event and the eventful parts of it. I love it. Content creation wise, there's a new flame. There's a new match. I'm trying to think about more ways to expand and try to put more entertaining shit out there. I know I've said this plenty of times, but I've actually have been trying to see what works and what doesn't work. So, thank you guys. Belov, Blitz, and Boo Super. We win, and bruh, I am signing off. I'll be on Discord. Yeah, I really enjoyed this event. I hope you guys enjoyed this event too, and I'll see you guys. Have a good night.